Welcome to the temple for Shabbat morning services. We invite you to reach out, to bridge the gap of the physical distance between us, and join us together as we welcome Shabbat. If you have a copy of our prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah, with you at home, you can follow along and join us in our readings. If not, you can access a digital copy of the prayer book from the link provided below in the YouTube description and follow along with the numbers that are printed on the page. Or you may simply want to sit back, settle in, share this Shabbat service in your heart. May the words we share and the prayers that we speak enter your hearts and your homes with the blessing of Sabbath peace. We begin with the singing of Hine Ma Tov, our opening song, How Good It Is and How Wonderful When a Community Can Gather as One, page 10.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, לה 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 לי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, לה 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 לי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, יאללה לי 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 לי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת עמים גם יחד.
We begin now with a special prayer for strength and courage in these trying times. It's called Out of Abundance of Caution. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm staying home. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm washing my hands for at least 20 seconds, sometimes singing the ABCs, sometimes the Itsy Bitsy Spider, every time saying a prayer. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm telling people how much I love them every day, sometimes multiple times a day. I can get annoying. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm waving to the stranger across the street while I'm out for a walk, making eye contact, smiling, and saying hello. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm not using the expression social distancing. Physical distancing, yes. Social distancing, no, except when I'm striving to bridge that distance. Out of an abundance of caution, I have subscribed to a joke a day. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm looking out for the people who might be stressed or hungry for food and love and giving them more than I've given before. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm paying attention more than ever to the words of my prayers. Out of an abundance of caution, I have faith that love and kindness are contagious too. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm telling you I am here. I care about you. I need you. And I want everyone to know that we are all in this together. We continue on page 172 with Matovu. Baruch Hu, our call to worship, can be found on page 195.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Le'olam Va'ed. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Yai, lai, la, la, lai, lai, la, lai, la, la, lai, 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 la, lai, 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 la, lai, 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 la, lai, 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 la, lai, la, la, lai, 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 lai.
Page 196. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeemed the sun from darkness. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMe'orot. We continue with the Shema on page 200.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruchim kivod malchuto leolam vaed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך. וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי. והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
We continue on page 203. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la. Mi kamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bakodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh. Yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la.
The tefillah can be found on page 205.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi agit tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor, v'Hanura, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Koneh Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei, Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geula livnei v'neihem lam'an shemo ba'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our ancestors in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens. They felt you in their hearts. They sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we by our lives and our labors bring nearer the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה זה ואמר,
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו.
אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מה אדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai le'olam, Elohayich Tzion, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימות, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations, we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. We turn now to Yismachu, page 211.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
מקדשי שבת, כולם ישבעו ויתענגו מטובך.
שבת ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
והשביעי רצית בו, רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימים אותו קראת
שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך,
שומרי
שומרי שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת.
We turn now to our prayer for peace, which can be found at the bottom of page 216. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our efforts to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it's not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvorech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom.
Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha.
Please take a moment now for silent prayer. Adonai, you abide through all things in time and change. I am anxious and fearful, and I turn my heart to you, looking to you, leaning on your strength. It is written, blessed is the one whose strength is in you. Bless me now with faith, with courage. Bring your healing to me and to all. Help me to feel that you're with me, steadying and sustaining me with the assurance that I am loved. Be with me and bring me hope. In the days that come, my aspirations may be fulfilled for my good and for the good of those that I depend upon and who depend on me. Banish my fears with a sense that you're always present to uphold me and sustain me, as it is written. Have no fear, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will heal you of all your ills. I will uphold you with the power of my righteousness. And let us say together, Amen.
Amen.
Please join us on page 253 for Misha Berach.
Mishe berach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We continue now with the service for the reading of the Torah, Seder Kriyat HaTorah, which can be found on page 244. page 247. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh. Shema Lecha Adonai Hagidula, Givura, Tifirit, Hanitzach, Hahod, Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz, Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz, Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, V'hamit nafsi, Lichol lirosh.
This week's portion is called Amor. We're reading from chapter 23 of the book of Leviticus, starting with verse 22. Please join me as we do the blessing before the reading of the Torah. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam vaed. Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Kutzrechem et katsir artzchem, lo techale, pa'atzadcha b'kutrecha, v'leket katsircha lo telaket, la'ani v'lager ta'azov otam, ani Adonai Elohechem. V'yidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael lemor, b'chodesh hashvi'i be'echad lechodesh yeh lechem Shabbaton, zikaron, tru'ah, mikra kodesh, kol melechet avodah lo ta'asu, V'hikravtem Yishel Adonai. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap all the way to the edges of your field, or gather the gleanings of your harvest. You shall leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am Adonai your God. And God spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel and say unto them, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe complete rest, a sacred occasion commemorated by the sound of the shofar. You shall not work at your occupations, and you shall bring an offering by fire unto the God. This week, in Torah portion and more, we find 63 of the 613 commandments in a Torah. That's a lot. Here, let's do the math. There are 54 Torah portions spread out over the course of each year. If we got 63 commandments in every portion, that would mean we would end up with 3,402 commandments. I'm not sure if that would be a blessing or a curse. But I'd like to say that 613 thou shalts and thou shalt nots seem to have kept us busy enough for the past 3,500 years, so I think that's good. But what's more remarkable than the sheer number of commandments in Parshat Amor is how many of these commandments direct us on how to sanctify time in our lives. Most of the laws of Amor teach us and deal with the observance of the Shabbat and the holidays. These are practical commandments. There's a recipe for challah and how to display it on the table for each Shabbat. We learn about the timing of the Jewish calendar, when to eat matzah, when to blow the shofar, and when to observe the other annual rites and rituals. But hidden within these carefully detailed commandments for celebrating sacred time we find one verse which is seemingly strangely out of place. Here, out of nowhere, we read of the famous commandments, one of the most famous commandments in the Torah, the commandment about leaving the corners of our fields for the poor, which forms the root of the laws of tzedakah here in the Torah. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap all the way to the edges of the field, or gather the gleanings of your harvest. You shall leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am Adonai, your God. Why is this injunction to feed the poor found here in Emor, scattered among the detailed rules for celebrating Sabbath and the festivals? Well, the rabbis teach us that the placement of this verse offers us a critical insight into the true meaning of holiness. The Hebrew word for holiness, kedushah, literally means to set aside, to set apart in some way which is different. Here the Torah teaches us that the obligation to create sacred space and sacred time are woven together. We sanctify our time by setting aside our daily deeds as we celebrate Shabbat and the holy days that make them holy. We sanctify space by setting aside the corners of our fields, a portion of our harvest or income for the hungry and for the poor. Emor is the commandment-filled portion of the book of Leviticus, the central book of the Torah. Following immediately after the Holiness Code, chapter 19 of the book of Leviticus, where we read, "You shall be holy, for I, Adonai, your God, am holy." The great spiritual lesson of Leviticus, we now receive the more practical guide for bringing holiness into our lives. Holiness is to be found, we are taught in Emor, by setting apart and honoring sacred time and sacred space. The essential question of Leviticus is simply this: how can we be holy? And the answer which Leviticus teaches here in Emor and throughout the book is that holiness can be found through the separation of sacred and profane. Sabbaths and holidays are meant to serve as markers scattered weekly and more widely throughout the year, and Emor teaches us that the lessons beneath these sacred moments are as important just as well. On Shabbat, we're commanded to rest from all our labors, not just we alone, but our entire household, our workers, our animals, and the strangers who live among us. All are to be afforded the blessings of Shabbat. Matzah on Passover, the poor bread, a reminder that we were slaves in the land of Egypt, refugees on the perilous journey to our promised land. A reminder in each bite we take that once we were slaves and now we are free. But until all of us find freedom, none of us are truly free. The sound of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah, our call to righteousness, waking us up out of our doldrums to our ability to change, to be the person that we have within us to be, marking each new year as sacred time, setting it apart to lend order and purpose to our lives. And the great fast of Yom Kippur, a reminder that the true fast is one that reminds us that we are kin to the homeless and the hungry, who fast not for one day each year, but for many. So here, amidst the laws of Sabbath and holidays, it makes perfect sense that we're called to set aside the corners of our fields for the poor, to set aside our portion of the harvest, to remember the needs of the hungry and the poor. The Torah teaches us that sacred space and sacred time are meant to be joined. Just as each holiday has its call for social justice, just as each justice and righteous act carries within it a response to the higher spiritual call, an opportunity for tikkun olam, an opportunity to become partners with God and to heal the brokenness of our world. Perhaps the greatest example of this value of binding sacred space with sacred time came in 1965, amidst the social revolution of the civil rights movement. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel returned from marching with Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma, Alabama. And when his students at the seminary asked him about being part of such a sacred moment in time, he said, "I felt as if my feet were praying." Reaching for holiness means setting aside the step-by-step patterns of our everyday lives in order to step forth towards a new and a better world. Setting aside sacred time like Shabbat each week, just as you have set this time aside to join in this service on this Shabbat morning. And herein lies this lesson for today. In the endless doldrums of our setting ourselves aside, creating the space for social distance to save lives and stem the tide of this deadly virus, we too are presented with a sacred opportunity for setting this time aside as special and unique. A time for connecting with family and with friends, caring for one another, picking up our heads to the distance we have traveled, and setting sights on the way ahead. The essential question of Leviticus is, how can we be holy? And the essential answer we can learn is that holiness can be found through the separation between sacred and profane. Separating ourselves from infection and disease means creating holiness in space. The question which remains is, how can we make this physical separation an opportunity for holiness in time? The memories of these days and the challenges we have faced within them will remain etched within our hearts and our minds, long after the need for this separation will have gone. How we set apart this time of separation, how we can bridge the distance across space which separates us from one another, this we can choose. And this is our opportunity to bring holiness into our lives and healing for the brokenness of our world. The choices we make and the deeds that we have done, these frame the legacies of our lives. May this time be a time of healing and of hope. May this time be a time of repair and renewal. May this time be a time of holiness for us all, as together we commit ourselves towards the building of a better world. Shabbat Shalom. Please join me in the blessing after the reading of the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael. Al pi Adonai biyad Moshe, biyad Moshe. Al pi Adonai biyad Moshe, biyad Moshe. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael.
We return the Torah to the Ark on page 256. Yehalalu et Shem Adonai ki nizgav shemo levado. Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted.
עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר. עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר. שלום, 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 שלום.
We turn now to the Aleinu, which can be found on page 283. Page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי
We continue now on page 291. There are stars up above. So far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we have loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways that we remember. This week in our congregation, we remember particularly the names of Lonnie Nafusi and Arthur Mann, Samuel Rapport, Victor Malkin, Bessie Goldberg, Selma Comer, Wesley Adams, Morris Aaron Weinberg, John Bud Abramson, Robert H. Loeb, Walter Lowen, Bert L. Bleeden, Ruth Goldman Smiley, Isabel L. Hellman, Marilyn Nathanson, Fanny R. Fink, Louis Koppel, Molly Hornstein, Lee Eppinger, Leon Seidman, Gilbert Rosenstein, David Charles Frankel, Saul Loeb, Betty Gordon, Rabbi Joseph Gallinger, Florence Ross, Fred Baer, Herman Shapiro, Helen Givatoff Goldberg, Sarah Jane Dreidel, Marvin M. Bronner, Colin Siegel, Marianne Morgan, and one who died in recent days, Carol Leipson. Zichron Nam Livracha. May their memory be for blessing as we turn to Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, balma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'agala uv'izman kari v'imru, amen. Yeheshmei Rabba mevorach le'olam ulmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'rechu. Le'lo min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlom Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who brings peace to the high heavens bring peace to us as well. And let us say it again, amen. Our closing song is Oseh Shalom, the last three lines of Kaddish. Please join us.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ve'imru Amen.
We ask God's blessing upon all of you on this Sabbath morning. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, bless us in our hearts, give us strength in our lives, and heal us from all our ills. May God's healing power reach out to us and to all the world. And may we, through our efforts, be the builders of a world of love and peace. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you from harm. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted unto you and grant you always the blessing of peace.
Amen. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.